Let's talk about Activision Blizzard before we look at all the other ones. Activision exec Brian Bulletow, who previously worked for the Trump administration, sent an email to staff this morning saying to consider the consequences of your signature on union cards. Safe to say, Activision management is nervous about the burgeoning labor movement. That, in and of itself, okay, is like, I don't know how that's not prosecutable. Like, we have no fucking labor protections in the country, dude. Like, that's illegal. That's like threat. That's straight up a threat. Okay, that's not even vague. He is straight the fuck up threatening and stopping individuals from unionizing, which is illegal, okay? Saying, I'll fire you if you unionize is illegal. The NLRB will fucking sue your ass, okay? As you may have seen yesterday, there was a communication supported by the Communications Worker of America that asked employees to sign and submit union authorization cards. I want to be clear about this. The leadership of Activision Blizzard supports your right under the National Labor Relations Act to make your own decision about whether or not to join a union. As you make this decision for your future, we ask only that you take the time to consider the consequences of your signature on the binding legal document presented to you by CWA. Once you sign that document, you will have signed over to CWA the exclusive right to represent you for the purposes of collective bargaining concerning all terms and conditions of employment. That means that your ability to negotiate all of your own working conditions will be turned over to the CWA, just as the document says. Oh no. Oh no. How terrible. Achieving our workplace culture aspirations will best occur through active, transparent dialogue between leaders and employees that we can act upon quickly. That is a better path than simply signing an electronic form offered to you by CWA or awaiting the outcome of a legally mandated and regulated bargaining process sometime in the future. Which, by the way, is bullshit, okay? And I also love that they literally are stating, like, they will hold on and make this as hard as possible if a union is involved in the conversations, okay? If you have more bargaining power as a consequence of being able to organize your workplace, okay, and being able to collectively bargain and have more power because there's always the threat of work stoppages. Now, we will fucking, hold our, we will hold out as much as possible. If we fail to achieve the workplace goals we have set forth, if we fail to do the things we're committed to doing, then of course you will still always have the right to engage with and vote for CWA. But we are confident that we'll make progress. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, dude. Yo, you're out here stealing titty milk, okay? Get the fuck out of here. We will no longer be stealing the titty milk from the fucking, from the cafeteria, okay? I'm sorry, we did that last week. I'm sorry, Deborah. We will not be stealing your titty milk anymore. Anyway, if you ever want a prime example of discrimination at Activision Blizzard, this is it. This kind of negligence towards breastfeeding workers is criminal anywhere else, but it happened daily at Blizzard. Accommodating shouldn't be an afterthought. We can and should do better by our workers. I'm hoping that the number of items fixed. I brought this up a few years ago. The chairs would rock backwards and could not be locked in a position. Many mothers were sitting on the floor to pump. The tables were made of wood. We were poured. The outlet situation was a fire hazard. There were only 2 plugs per room. Were used by a lamp with a USB jack for headphones, another outlet for the pump. Insufficient storage space. There were no lock cubbies for moms to keep their pump safe. Many had to lug them across campus multiple times a day and didn't want to leave them behind. At the time, women were uncomfortable using B13s. Refrigerators had padlocks that were not consistently locked or could be accessed by other employees. Employees were using the fridges to store beer in it, but the reason there were locks on them in the first place is that nursing people's breast milk would be stolen. Who steals breast milk? Babies. Duh. Activision Blizzard, you need to keep your babies in check. Okay? Very clearly, there's a baby problem at Activision Blizzard. And I'm here to fucking admit it, okay? Yeah. Yeah, you guys like child labor, okay? But then also, guess what happens? Guess what fucking happens?
1 month away from
babies see tit milk and they're like, I want this. Goo goo gaga. I want the titty milk. Nobody is talking about the crimes that babies commit. Boss Baby is stealing the breast milk. Yep, that's right.
Let's go.
Nobody suspects it, but it's true and it's real and it's happening. Asanabe comes out as anti-baby. Bold move. Oh, dude, are you new here? I've always been anti-baby. I've literally always been anti-baby, okay? Straight up. from the jump. Anybody who's been in here long enough knows babies are no content. There's literally no content. Like, you are no content until you get to like fucking 9, 10, you know what I mean? You're just no content. You have no stories. You have nothing fun going on. You have nothing fun going on in your life that you could tell me about, you know what I mean? I can't even do like market analysis to see like what you're into, like what are you watching, you know what I mean? 0 to like 11. I'm like, whatever, dude. Get better content. Here's another anti-union email they sent. Managers, we know many of you are getting questions for employees about union-related issues, and knowing how to respond can be tricky. To that end, we will be holding several manager training sessions next week to provide you guidance on how to address these questions and ask that you attend one of them. Please look for invitations that will go out before the end of this week. In the meantime, we will be preparing short Q&As for some of your immediate questions, but if you have any questions, please contact your HRBP. Yeah. In case you missed the Hard Times meme, Activision Blizzard wins Game Award for Best Ongoing Scandal. Yo, that's pretty funny, dude. Good shit.
Days now. Also, the editor asked if he can take his weekly toilet break.
No. They are so afraid of employees unionizing, yet they have no real arguments against it. The arguments are always the same. The union is an outside force. We are a family. We are an inside force. Let's keep the family going like a family, okay? So that's like the classic. That is the absolute fucking classic take, right? Come on, we're a family. We're a family. We're a family. That's an outside force. It's bullshit. The union is literally comprised of fucking actual workers, dude. It's bullshit, okay? Absolutely fucking bullshit. They claim that like, oh, we're a family. It's like, no, you're not, bitch. You're literally not. You're the opposite of a family. If the boss worker dynamic was like how a family operated, everyone would be fucked up. Except for the fact that, you know, babies steal breast milk within the family as well. So I guess technically they are pretty close to a family. Here's a Biden statement on Kellogg collective bargaining negotiations. Joe Biden says collective bargaining is an essential tool to protect the rights of workers that should be free from threats and intimidation from employers, Jack. That's why I'm deeply troubled by the reports of Kellogg's plans to permanently replace striking workers from the bakery, confectionery, tobacco workers, and Grain Millers International during their ongoing collective bargaining negotiations, Jack. Permanently replacing striking workers is an existential attack on the union and its members' jobs and livelihoods, Jack. I have long opposed permanent striker replacements, and I strongly support legislation that would ban that practice. Another legislation that I'm advocating for is a top-of-the-hour ad break, Jack. Wait, what? Joe Biden said that? And such action undermines the critical role collective bargaining plays in providing workers a voice and the opportunity to improve their lives while contributing fully to their employees' success. So, here's the thing. Without the power of work stoppages, everything falls apart. So, if you, as the corpo, do everything in your fucking power to literally replace those workers that are striking, then, you know, there is no reason. Like, there's just nothing. Like, that's why unions try to prevent scabs as best as possible, sometimes physically stopping them from going into the place of work. The whole point is work stoppages and being able to stop the work by organizing the workforce. Otherwise, there's no power you have. Thank you, fellow worker Bash, for the 10 tier 1 gifted subs. Unions built the middle class of this country. My unyielding support for unions includes support for collective bargaining, and I will aggressively defend both. I urge employers and unions to fully commit to the challenging task of working out their differences at the bargaining table in a manner that fairly advances both parties' interests.